Welcome to Fender Play Live. I'm your host, Eugene Edwards, and this week we're going to give you a guitar crash course in power pop. We're going to give you a look at some quintessential songs from the genre. We'll look at tones and techniques, and we'll get you to power pop stardom in no time. Plus, as always, we're going to give away some gear later in the episode, so let's get to it. Helping me out this week is a very, very special guest, a friend of mine from many years, Miss Vicki Peterson.
Hey, hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming, darling. Vicki is a lead guitarist and vocalist for the Bangles, as you all know. Thank you for coming by. Now, if you don't mind, I want to get right to the gear.
Get to the gear.
What did you bring?
I brought today this 1967. 64. Fender Strat. Yeah, there's a bit of a question about its actual provenance, but this is my favorite Fender, and I've had it for most of my adult life.
Interesting. And unbeknownst to us, this is the same guitar that was in the photo.
Yes.
The promo photo that
which they found the ancient artifact of that photo. I'll go dye my hair so you can recognize me.
Yeah. well, thank you for bringing that because it's a really special thing.
It is a special guitar. It needs to get out of the closet more often.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
took it out today on for a walk.
Thank you. It sounds lovely, and you'll get to hear plenty of it in the show. And so you started guitar quite young?
Yeah, I was 9 when I talked my parents into buying me an electric guitar.
Nice.
So, and then I immediately started writing songs. So.
Oh, right away?
Yeah, right away. So I got very lazy about actually learning to play the guitar. So I was learning too. But yeah, I started writing songs in the 4th grade. So.
Oh my gosh, do you remember any of them? I'm not going to ask you to play them, but
yes,
unless you can.
I do. No, I do.
Oh, okay. All right. And then, so obviously playing with the Bangles, I want to, at the top of the show, I want to address something. I want to dedicate this episode. The rock community lost just a titan, a force. Her name is Kim Shattuck, and she was in a band called the Pandoras. She was in the Muffs, briefly with the Pixies.
That's right.
and
has a new side project called the Coolies also.
The Coolies.
Yes.
So you knew her very well.
I knew Kim when she was in the Pandoras, so I met her when she was, a little pup. But this woman, a force of nature, that term has been applied to her. It's true. She was fearless. She, with all apologies to Joan Jett and Roger Daltrey, had the rock scream of all time. It would tear your soul. This woman was fearless. She could do anything, and we dearly, dearly miss her. She was felled by ALS just last week. And Kim, mwah, you're the best.
You will be missed. Thank you for everything, Kim. So we've got her picture here. So this is all the energy and the majesty of power pop.
Looking out.
Everything we're talking
looking
about.
Looking out for us.
Looking out. Yes. Exactly. So and also there's, by the way, this month there's a brand new Muffs record.
Absolutely.
I mean, she valiantly recorded one last album, knowing it would be her last album.
Working on it, till the very end. And
so if you don't know the Muffs or Kim's work, please look into it. And yeah, it's one of the great
Absolutely.
rock and roll voices. So, so today we're taking a Fender play look at a genre known as power pop. It's all about loud guitars, pop melody. It's super fun to play, mostly because it's really catchy.
It is.
And it's fun to play for guitar players of all levels. So let's get started by playing a power pop song, which I think has a bit of a garage touch to it, because it's a real simple thing. It's
simple, loud.
Pop hit from the 1980, the year of 1980 by the Romantics. You heard a bit of it at the top of the show, and I've got the intro, which is kind of this cool, kind of jangly thing. Here we go.
chords.
3 chords and energy. So power pop, for those of you who may not know, it's a subgenre of rock, and it kind of borrows from a few things. So What can we say? In the 60s, we had the Beatles. Ooh, Happy Birthday, John Lennon.
Happy birthday, John Lennon.
This ties in really well. So we had the Beatles, we had the Who, we had the Kinks, we had these bands who had really catchy songs, and they were guitar bands and all that kind of. And then as the 60s kind of faded down, some of those bands also kind of broke up or went away, and those ones. But then other bands kind of came up and started to marry a few things, right? So in fact, as the late great Kim Shattuck mentioned once, she liked guitar-heavy music, but at the time, guitar-heavy music was kind of ramble and really long songs.
17 minutes guitar solo.
Right. Yeah. And then she liked pop music, AM pop music, but it was a little light in tone. So power pop ends up marrying or solving those two problems. It's kind of short, catchy, but with
spirit of rock. It's
right.
It's got to have that, the energy and the muscle, but usually encapsulated in a 3-minute song.
I couldn't have said it better. Now, for you, any particular power pop bands or just songs or records that you remember growing up, kind of when you kind of realized I like this because of these elements?
Yeah, well, I do remember in 1972, not old, that when the first time I heard the Raspberries Go All the Way, which we'll be looking at later, to me that was just like a beacon of light shining in a very frightening radio world at that time. I mean, if you look at the Billboard 100 charts of 1972.
What was happening?
Just a couple things that come to mind, like, not to throw aspersions or anything, but Donna Fargo, happiest girl in the whole USA.
Okay.
And I mean, this country was okay. Yeah. But it was just weird. It was very eclectic. It was all over the map. And then there was this song that just rang out with these guitars and this melody, and then lyrics like, please go all the way. I'm like, can they say that on the radio?
Yeah, very risque.
Well, it was very sexy.
Exactly. We couldn't say anything like that on the radio now. So it came out of the 60s, and it kind of gains this, one of mine, this is kind of, what, as a kid, kind of realizing, why is this, So, there's plenty of other, here's another great, I think this is a great power pop riff.
Oh, yeah.
It just makes you happy, right? Badfinger. God,
doesn't take much, just the right riff, and you just like.
Exactly. So, and then in the 70s, and we'll be going over that Raspberries tune here in this episode, because that's on Fender Play Live in the lessons. But also bands like Cheap Trick.
Absolutely.
I think like Todd Rundgren kind of had
Nick Lowe,
Rock Pile, Dave Evans, all that.
Right.
Anyway, so we'll be getting to more of these tunes. But and since this show is live, we'd like to throw some trivia at you guys in the audience. And the winner's going to get a fantastic prize. You're going to get a shout out from the Vicki Peterson live on the air. So throw your answers in the comments. Yes, oh my God. Throw your answers in the comments, and whoever gets it right first wins. So Vicki, what's our first question?
Okay, our first question, it's a little tough. Pete Townsend, I don't know if you know this, but Pete Townsend was the one who coined the phrase power pop. And he did so in an interview in 1967. He was promoting a Who single. So what was the name of the single that Pete Townsend was promoting while he coined this term, power pop?
That is a tough one for the first question.
I didn't know.
All right. So answer. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. So Pete Townsend, the British Invasion, pop rock of the 60s, was a major influence on these bands. And it just so happens that we have several song lessons, by The Who, The Kinks, and The Beatles on Fender Play. So there's plenty for you to learn about the early days of power pop. And so now we're going to talk about tones a little bit, but first we're going to jam on another tune. Okay. And I think maybe of all bands that maybe personifies power pop the best, it could be Cheap Trick.
Absolutely.
I'll never forget where I was the first time I heard Cheap Trick. I was in my cousin Stevie's bedroom, and he had the In Color album, and he put it on, and I was hooked.
Blew your mind.
And then I eventually met Rick Nielsen when I saw them in concert, and he was just hilarious. And they were all wonderful. And I just was like, somebody tell the 5-year-old me that this is happening. So this is such a great record, and it is a Surrender. And it's got this strange chord at the top, and we'll talk about that when we're done. But first we play. Ready? 2, 3, 4.
on.
Yes. I know you're all dying for, you don't want to hear me sing it, but you just want to run out and sing
Everyone
the
wants
record.
to
It's
sing it.
so
Sing
good.
it,
It's so
yes.
good. So what do we love about that?
That song's really fun because it's deceptively simple, and I mean that first
Right.
chord, come on, that just throws you into another world, and then all of a sudden you get.
That's an A flat triad with a B flat in the bass.
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, right? And then it resolves to just a regular B flat chord. But it's unsettling. It's like, what's happening? And then they have the nerve to then move up half a step.
Move on a half step, just to get us going,
Just
and then
to
they
get
do
us
it again later.
Yeah, and then they
Right?
keep doing this thing, and then they move up to C.
That's it.
And I also love this move in the chorus, not to get too technical, but we're kind of, it's really like the 1 chord and the 6 minor and then the 5 and the 4. But the way Rick plays it, it's like G sharp minor 7th, and then the F sharp chord is a sus. And then on the word weird, they play the most normal chord.
Just to be weird.
Just to be weird. All right. Oh, we have a winner.
We have a winner.
All right.
Okay.
You tell him.
The winner for our first question, answered correctly, was by Jim Chase. And
Well, way to go, Jim. And what was the answer?
Jim Chase knew what I didn't know, and that song, that Who song, was Pictures of Lily. Cool song. Such a cool song.
All right. So, yeah, well done, Jim. We'll have another question coming up a little later. So, if you're learning about power pop as a guitarist, what are some of the essential tones that we talk about? So, it's not as though you really need a specific guitar, right? But there is a specific tone that we kind of want, right?
You definitely want to get a nice, round, fat, smooth distortion. I mean, because you got to have, if you're going to, hit your, you got to have a little muscle behind it. And so definitely either stomp box, a great amp that's got a good overdrive sound.
Yeah,
you want to have overdrive, and then you want a little jangle.
Right.
Ish.
Right, jangle issues. So a little clarity in there, so we can spell, because some of these songs will have chords. Well, like Surrender has like those voicings. You kind of want everything to kind of speak.
Yeah.
But yes, you do want to be able to hit just your power chords. And just that, just with the root and the fifth.
Absolutely.
Pretty key to that. So just push that amp, get a little distortion going, and play with lots of energy. Also, you notice it's a real typical power pop thing that in Surrender, where you kind of do a little bit of a palm muting in the.
Yes, absolutely.
Then open it up. Mute it. So you kind of have this open and close effect,
There's a lot of that. We used to call it the
What?
chunka, which I think
The chunka?
Again, a technical term, but we don't want to go past your abilities at this point.
I don't know if we're going to get a conservatory for that, but yeah, chunka. Fine, find a chunka setting on your Fender Mustang GT amp if you can.
They have them.
So, and also, in case like in this wonderful American Pro Deluxe Telly that I have here has humbuckers, which are very, very monster rock and kind of helps you get there. But also, you can obviously do a single coil. You could have a vintage 60s Strat like Vicki's or not, but you can also push those, and also that helps with a little bit of that jangle thing that she's talking about.
High end.
So, how about doing another trivia question?
Okay. Let's do it. Okay, this one I know the answer to. The Bangles recorded a song by one of Power Pop's most influential bands. Okay, we recorded a song on our second album. Who's the band, and what's the name of the song?
All right. I happen to know the answer.
You know that one too.
Yeah.
I know this one. I could win.
So coming up, we're going to look at a few more songs, and we'll be telling you about the wonderful world of power pop. But first, last week on Live, we had a special episode that was dedicated to the music of George Harrison. And in that, it was wonderful. And in that episode, we promised to give away a 50s Vintera Strat to a lucky winner. So now the time has come, as the walrus said, to announce who won that guitar. But first, we're going to take a quick look at a clip from last week's episode.
This week, we are also giving away this very 50s Vintera Stratocaster to a lucky viewer. It is brand new. It has only been played here on this show.
Boy, this guitar looks exactly like the guitar that George played on the Imagine sessions. If you watch that Imagine, the Lennon documentary, Imagine,
He's playing a lot of
George is
slide
playing
on it.
slide on a guitar. It was a maple neck 50 Strat with this color blue, and it was. And I always say, of course, every time I see him playing one, when did he get that one? I never saw that one.
That
How
one.
come I didn't see that one? You know. Oh, let's get the Savoy truffle sound.
Oh, nice.
You really like all treble. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, now, without further ado, Vicki.
Drum roll, please. Somebody, thank you. The drummer in the house.
Go ahead.
Okay, our winner for this is an amazing, amazing thing. And our winner, congratulations to Wendy Sparks for winning a brand new guitar. Wendy, you got to play this guitar. You got to become a rock star. Your name is Wendy Sparks.
I know,
I'm
Wendy
sorry.
Sparks.
It's just too great.
You're destined.
You're destined.
I want to be Eugene Sparks.
You do.
From here on out.
You can't.
I'm changing. I can't?
Well, you can.
Oh.
Ask Wendy.
I'll just check with Wendy
Check
first.
with Wendy.
No, so remember everyone, last week was a special guitar giveaway just for the George Harrison episode. But every week we give away gear to a lucky Fender Play subscriber. So stay tuned and just see what we've got for you this week.
Cool.
And we've already got a trivia winner for
Oh my
for
gosh.
question number 2. I thought these would be a little tough.
I know, but
right.
we have a winner.
Yeah.
And it's another Jim. This is Jim Washington answered correctly, and the answer is Big Star. And the song was September Girls.
Yes. Never travel too far without a little big star.
That's
Great
so
words. Now back to Power Pop. Everything. Now remember again, everything you hear today, you can go learn on Fender Play. Plus, we put together a very special Power Pop challenge for players of all levels. So make sure you check that out. See if you can become a Power Pop master. Let's play another song. So this comes a little later in the Power Pop movement, if you will.
Right.
1989. By the almighty Smithereens. This is a real grungy thing. Now on the record, they always tune down half a step.
Yeah,
so.
it kind of threw me for a loop the first time I listened to it.
When
But it adds this extra little darkness.
Yeah. They,
You know?
and also
they're from New Jersey, so they got to have a little
dark.
attitude.
They gotta, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we're tuned standard, so just kind of just be aware.
You
of
can
that.
play along.
So play along. All right, here we go. Sorry. Chorus. There you go. Of course, my favorite chord in the whole thing, I blew it twice.
It's cool though.
But you got this. Okay, great Power Pop. Big heavy guitar intro, and then but not at the mercy of having a really catchy melodic chorus.
Catchy song, catchy chorus.
And of course I think to me the magic chord of that song is this kind of this F2-6 maybe,
Demolished.
yeah, F demolished. This. To the E minor. So, and of course, when cleaned up, it's pretty open and
Kind of Beatle-y almost.
Beatlesy, yeah. But then, but for the Smithereens, they go. So look out for those special little chords in your Power Pop travels. Earlier we talked about some bands that inspired the Power Pop genre, but let's talk a little more about some of the quintessential Power Pop bands and songs once this thing
Okay.
hit full circle. So you mentioned the
Oh my gosh,
Raspberries.
Raspberries for sure. Badfinger, we talked about.
Badfinger, we
of course.
played some Cheap Trick. There's the Flamin' Groovies.
Flaming Groovies.
You mentioned Nick Lowe.
Nick Lowe, right.
The Knack.
The Knack,
That's an
yeah.
LA band.
Absolutely. Power Pop
you grew up in
band,
LA.
yeah, because I had a high school band and we were, I guess, unofficially a Power Pop band. We used to do covers with my sister and my friend Amanda. We used to do covers by the Knickerbockers and,
cool.
and the Hollies. But but really our originals were very power pop sounding, and that kind of bled into early Bangles. Those kinds of chords.
Yeah.
But the Knack was a band that they, I saw them play at the Troubadour. I saw them play at the Starwood. I saw them.
Starwood.
Then, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Long live the Starwood. Then they sell out the Forum, and I saw this progression that just went like this, and we were a struggling band playing crummy dives in Santa Monica, and to me it was so inspiring to see this band take off like that.
It must have been, because it made it a reality, like it was possible.
Like it's possible.
Yeah.
It was very inspiring, and they were obviously great musicians, great guitar playing, great drumming. The songs, you look at them now and you kind of go, the lyrical content.
Except for a lot of
a little shady.
A little shady.
It was shady in 1978, and now you look at it and you go, But that being said, there was a lot of love for them, and I took a lot of flack for liking the Knack, I'll have you know.
Oh, did you? Really?
Oh, yeah. People, it was not very cool, actually.
And then when MTV came to my hometown of Yuma, Arizona, I was a latchkey kid by then, so I'd come home and turn on the TV, and there would be videos by acts that I wasn't hearing on the radio that was in Yuma, Arizona. So the Romantics, what I like about you, is a great example of stuff I saw. But I saw Squeeze, and then I saw saw more Cheap Trick. And getting to see these guitar bands playing these really catchy tunes. I remember is it Tommy Two-Tone? The stuff like that. Like, and
My husband played on that record.
Your husband
John played on that record.
He played drums?
Jenny.
Really?
Yeah, and sang on it.
John Castle's on. Wow, that should have been a trivia question. Oh my God.
What were we thinking?
Hi, John. Okay. So and that's when I realized at a young age I was really, really drawn towards catchy, short music that featured guitar. And I didn't know that there was a term called power pop at the time, but eventually as things went on, I kind of realized, I'm really drawn. And then bands like the Smithereens came around, and I thought, I do.
Thank God.
God bless the Smithereens.
God bless the Smithereens.
Okay, so this leads us to another trivia question.
Okay.
All right. Now this one, I really think this is tough, but I thought the other two were kind of tough. So Vicki,
this is
have at it.
Eugene thought of this one. Okay. The first episode, now think back, the first episode of Beverly Hills 90210, you've watched it, you know you have. Mm-hmm. It features a song by a 90s power pop group. Who's the group?
That's right. Just tell us the group.
Tell us the group. You don't have to mention the song. But if you're Googling it, you're going to find out. But just saying.
All right. So do you have time for one more song? I'm going to save the toughest one for last, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Because you mentioned the Raspberries earlier.
I did. I know.
And go all the way. Great.
Oh, so great.
Big, tough Stones riff at the top, and then it goes into this section with tons of beautiful changes, and then it's just watch. Well, we'll see how I do. This one's, all right. Here we go. The Raspberries. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Okay. So
Eric Carmen, thank you for that one.
Majesty, what a great voice. My apologies, Eric, for my mumbling there. But it's just so catchy. You have to sing along. I know you were all singing along. Don't tell me you weren't. So that song, Power Pop.
Yeah.
It has everything.
It's got everything because it moves in crazy ways, and it changes keys like 4 times. Another, it's got these great little riffs in it that if you watch the episode, I love that.
Oh, we didn't get to that.
Very, very
Or-
Beatlesy.
Or that hold me
And
tight thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Come on.
I mean, it just keeps moving through those fours. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff.
That's
So
great to
okay, so we need to get to we have an answer. I can't believe
Wow, you
someone
guys
got
are
this.
amazing.
I was really proud and a little smug about this
You were a
question.
little smug about it, I
somebody,
gotta say.
somebody actually knows the answer to this. All right.
All right.
Tell him, Vicki.
The winner for that weird 90210 question is Dave Rayburn. Good job. He answered correctly. It was Jellyfish.
Yeah, Jellyfish.
Another fantastic.
Two
power pop
albums of
band.
perfection.
Oh my God, perfection.
Those
That is,
guys slayed me.
if you don't know the Jellyfish,
Yeah.
you just got to check that out because they do it right. I mean, it's just beautiful, beautiful
And
stuff.
pulled it off live. Trust me,
Yeah.
I saw them at the
Kind of
Greek
insane.
opening for the Black Crowes in 1991, I think it was. And you just can't believe four people can sing those harmonies unless you've seen the Bangles. You know, but we need to start wrapping it up. So we're going to get to some homework.
Okay.
Okay, so every week we assign homework to the audience, is how this works. And we have a great community of learners who step up to the challenge. And so let's see what's in store for them this week.
Okay.
Teacher?
So, if you're on the beginner level, this is easy. All you have to do is strum us a good power chord, get a little distortion going, get a little attitude, and give us a something like that. Let us know. That's all. That's easy. You got it, right? You can do it. Intermediate. Play What I Like About You. And play just the progression.
Yeah.
Easy. You got this.
You got this.
And then for the advanced, you go in there and you learn the riff from Go All the Way. You got that. You can do it. So that's your homework. That's your homework.
Can you believe they call that homework? It's so fun.
I love that. I
Yeah.
know. I wish I had homework like that back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been great. So, first of all, we've known each other for a long time.
A while.
I won't say how long, but I want to thank you very much for coming here as a personal favor to me. I know you're in between travel dates and everything. So
I am so honored and thank you so much for asking.
I couldn't think
me.
of anybody
appreciate
else
it.
on a Power Pop day.
I love that.
Yeah, and also, come to think of it, the person who introduced us is a family member of yours.
My brother, Dave, that's where I met
Brother
Gene,
Dave.
his beautiful family. We hang out at Luau's. And, we do actually.
And Easter and all that stuff. And I would like to send a happy anniversary
Happy
to
anniversary.
Dave.
And the lovely Madeline.
And the lovely Madeline. You mean the world to us. So I don't know if you guys are watching, but happy
You should be.
anniversary. You should be, yeah, exactly. And a big round of applause again now for Vicki Peterson of the Bangles Everybody and the Continental Drifters and tons of other great bands. What would you like to mention? What do you? I know you have
Just a
tons
couple of
going
things
on.
Bangles have done in recent days/years. We put out, speaking of my brother, kind of helped compile this great collection of rarities and ancient Bangles recordings, and I say ancient, called Ladies and Gentlemen, the Bangs, and Bangles. And if you don't have that, check that out. And also, more recently, we did a compilation with our Paisley Underground pals. Did a compilation called 3x4, which each band covered the other band's songs. And there's some good power pop in there because you've got the 3 o'clock. And the,
Oh, so
and the Rain
what
Parade.
band do you guys cover?
We did all three. We did the Dream Syndicate,
Oh.
the Rain Parade, and the 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
And everyone, and then they did a Bangles, and it was all
Smart.
like.
That's a clever
That was
idea.
very clever, I thought.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
So that's really fun, and I'm finishing up the second Action Skulls record with my husband John Cowsill and our friend Bill Mummy. So that's going to be coming out sometime, hopefully in the near future.
Bill Mummy.
That's it. Yes, the Bill.
The
Mummy.
Bill Mummy?
The Bill.
From the
Mummy.
Twilight Zone episode with Jack
Fantastic
Klugman?
musician, like insanely fantastic musician. Yes.
Okay.
It's true.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
Right?
Wow. That was
There you
another
go.
great trivia question. We're just chock
I
full
know. Next time.
of it. Ladies and gentlemen, I say this all love of my heart. Thank you, Vicki
Thank you,
Peterson.
Gene. Thank you so much.
All right. Now, remember to check out the link in the comments to see the Fender Play Power Pop Challenge. This is the first of its kind on Fender Play Live, but there are 5 lessons for each skill level to help you learn how to be a power pop monster. Go at your own pace and post a video of you playing through your favorite power pop song so that we can see them. And on that note, let's welcome our friend Dylan, who has some community updates as well as another giveaway winner. Welcome, Dylan.
Thank you all. Thank you. Yes.
All right, so every week on Fender Play Live, we give away a free piece of gear to a Fender Play subscriber, and just for practicing 3 times a week. If you win, you can choose from a list of Strats, Tellies, Jazzmasters, basses, amps, really all that?
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. It's amazing.
And all just for getting better at guitar. And the best part is if you practice 3 times a week, 3 times, that's it, 3 times, 1 for each wise man, or stooge. Either way. For multiple weeks in a row, you increase your chance of winning. So Dylan, who got it this week?
If I can have a drum roll, please.
Oh, Jesus.
William M. William M.
Congrats, William. All right. So for more info on the new giveaway rules, check out the link in the description as well as the post in the community. So, and speaking of, what's been going on in the community?
Yeah, so the Fender Play community is a huge group of Fender Play members. Huge as in 14,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. And all you have to do is join Fender Play to join. So it's that's the litmus test. And everybody's basically in there supporting each other. It's probably the most supportive place in the World Wide Web. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm calling it that right now.
Yeah, I call it the super information highway.
Oh, well, okay. No, so yeah, it's an awesome place, and there's a couple people I want to mention in particular this week. It's amazing to watch all of you progress, though. So Chris Walker is the first one. He posted a video playing I Love Rock and Roll, and he absolutely killed it. So
cool.
Yeah, we're really happy with him. Everybody in the community immediately just jumped on and said, "Chris, you're amazing."
Oh, that's great.
And then we had Brett Bess, who played. He's been on for 9 months now.
Okay.
And he showed off his mastery of the pentatonic scales.
Okay.
Pentatonic scales. So thank you, Brett. Great job with that stuff.
Great show. I love hearing that everybody's supporting each other.
Absolutely.
That's a great vibe. As I remember when we started, there had to be those words of encouragement. They mean a lot.
It sure is.
And so what's new? So do you have anything new on Fender Play this week?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many new songs every week. It's it's even hard for me to keep track. But a couple of big outliers. One would be, well, let's see if you can grab it off the.
Let's see what.
So they teach the bass riff. It's Breezin' by George Benson, in case you've been, yeah, it's an amazing song. That's it. And we teach all the parts. We even teach that bass line. So
oh, yeah?
we're ready to
It's
get
pretty
funky.
Yeah.
We're ready to take you there. And then we have another one. There's a lot of new ones, but Fall Out Boy's My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark.
Oh.
It's a fairly nefarious title. But
yeah,
it's got really cool, like a lot of, if you're working on 8th notes right now, if you're working on playing single string, alternate picking, it's got a really cool line in it. I feel like it's dark when I hear that. I'm kind of scared.
It's spooky.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other stuff in that too. It's one of those songs where if you're learning how to play grungy, heavy guitar and your catharsis is coming there, then you're gonna love this song.
Wow, it's a good thing they have a soundtrack for that sort of moment.
Yeah, and not to mention there's also 9 Harrison songs on. So. Can I have that as my ringtone, maybe?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No problem. Yeah, we'll set that up later. That was such a fun episode last week. That was a ball to watch that. So, yeah, get on those Harrison songs, man. Can't do anybody. All right. Well, special thanks again to Vicki Peterson for coming on the show, and thank you to Dylan. Join us next week for a very special episode. This is a big one. We're going to look at the music of none other than Nirvana. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time. G chord.
All right.